Good day everyone, I'm Paida Aida Lumangka from Section Embryo, and today I'm going to present to you a topic that is related to thinking. Before we go to our discussion, let me show you first the hand of my topic. Guess me. So what's in the picture? Is the girl thinking something? Or what? Okay, let's see. Oh, memory. And that is our topic for today. These are learning objectives. After this lesson, students will be able to give the concept of memory, to discuss the process of memory, to understand the stages of memory, and to learn about the methods to improve memory. Memory is the ability to remember things we have experienced, imagined, or learned. Memory is often seen as steps in an information. So, the memory holds in how we think and even remember the things from the past we've experienced up to now situation. This will be the way to remember our experiences on how we imagine something that has been done. It has three memory processes: the encoding, storage, and retrieval. In encoding, it involves the input of information into the memory system. For example, most people probably can recall where they go yesterday, even though they didn't try to remember this information. In storage, once the information has been encoded, we have to retain it. Our brains take the encoded information and place it in storage. Storage is the process of keeping the information in our memory. So it has two types of storage: the short-term memory and the long-term memory. So in short-term memory is where information is stored for only a short period of time. Like if you're trying to remember something, you will only be able to keep that information in your STM, or the short-term memory, for a short period of time before it is forgotten. The long-term memory is where information is stored for a long period of time. Like if you encode the lesson into your LTM, or the long-term memory, you will be able to retrieve that information weeks or even months later. And in retrieval, it is the act of getting information out of memory storage and back into conscious awareness. So, we must be able to retrieve information from memory in order to do everything from knowing how to clean, how to work, how to drive, and etc. Now, we're going to proceed to the three stages of memory: the sensory memory, short-term memory, and the long-term memory. Sensory memory stores an exact copy of information for a few seconds. It is the first stage of memory. Next is the short-term memory. Short-term memory holds information we are aware of or thinking about at any given moment. It is sometimes referred to as working memory. It also gives us access to information that is salient to our current situation, but is limited in its capacity. Therefore, we need to further rehearse information in the short-term memory to remember it for longer. This may involve merely recalling and thinking about a past event, or remembering a fact by rote by thinking or writing about it repeatedly. It also refers to a very short-term memory about perceptions of the world through the five senses: the sight, hearing, smell, touch, and taste. So here we go to the maintaining short-term memory. Information can be held in short-term memory by using rote rehearsal. So ano nga ba yung rote rehearsal? It involves repeating information over and over. So this technique is not very effective in creating long-term memories. And the last one is long-term memory. Everything that is learned is stored in long-term memory. Capacity of long-term memory, vast amounts of information may be stored for many years. No known limits to capacity. It also recollection of an important day in the distant past like birthday, graduation, wedding, etc. Encoding in long-term memory, most information is encoded in terms of meaning. Sometimes information is stored verbatim, some information is coded in terms of non-verbal images. Maintaining long-term memory. Rote rehearsal, repetition can result in long-term memory, only effective if there is intent to learn material. Example is, what does a penny look like? It also defined as just temporarily maintaining the new information in the short-term memory. It usually works by repetition. Elaborative rehearsal. Process of relating new information to information already stored in memory. Meaning is assigned to new information and the link to as much existing knowledge as possible. It is exactly like its name suggests, a more elaborate or complex process. It involves using concepts that are already in your long-term memory to remember concepts that are only in your short-term memory. It has 4 types of long-term memory: the episodic memories, semantic memories, procedural memories, and emotional memories. Episodic memories, memories for personal events in a specific time and place. Example is remembering what you did and how you felt on a vacation trip. Semantic memories, memory for general facts and concepts not linked to a specific time. It's like remembering what piano is. Procedural memories, motor skills, and habits. Our knowledge how to do house chores, how to play piano, how to drive car, how to study effectively, etc. And emotional memories, learned emotional responses to various stimuli. Example is remember how you felt and how you reacted to certain situations. Explicit and implicit memory. Explicit memory, memory for information we can readily express and are aware of having. This information can be intentionally recalled. Implicit memory, memory for information that we cannot readily express and may not be aware of having, cannot be intentionally retrieved. So in explicit memory, it is like info you consciously work to remember. And the implicit memory, info remembered unconsciously and effortlessly. We have here methods of improving memory. Recall, this involves digging into the memory and bringing back information on a stimulus or response basis. It also refers to the simple process of remembering something without any cues and in the physical absence of the thing, recalling the name of a person or answering to a question are examples of recall. Recognition is a process that occurs in thinking when some event, process, pattern, or object occurs. It is identifying the information of a previously known thing after seeing the thing or experiencing memory again. Recognizing and remembering someone's name by seeing their picture is an example of recognition. Relearning, another means of remembering is through relearning. It also refers to relearning of the information that has already been learned in the past but is not remembered. People may not be able to recall, but they know that they have learned this before. Next is the tips on how we improve our memory. We have 2 tips, the brain exercises and the aerobics. In brain exercises, memory like muscular strength is a use or lose it proposition. The more you work out your brain, the better you'll be able to process and remember information. Take for example is read, read, read. So of course, if you're going to read information, you have to comprehend of what you are reading. In aerobics, the best way to improve our memory seems to be able to increase the supply of oxygen to the brain, which we can do by aerobic exercise. General guidelines to improve memory. Pay attention. You can't remember something if you never learned it, and you can learn something that is. Encode it into your brain if you didn't pay attention to it. Like, if you can focus to that particular topic, for sure na mahihirapan kang intindihin kung ano yung ipinapahiwatig. Next is involve as many senses as possible. So we have to use our senses to improve our memory. Relate information to what you already know, like mga situational experiences na kung saan madali natin maunawaan ito kasi may possible na makaka-relate tayo sa ganong situation. Organize information, understand and be able to interpret complex material, rehearse information frequently, and overlearn. So, kinakailangan natin na mag-aral talaga or aralin natin yung mga impormasyon na na-discuss na or natapos na para ma-retain yung learnings natin. And then, be motivated and keep a positive attitude. So, you have to think positive lang na kaya mo yan para ma-motivate kang mag-aral. The last one is the healthy habits to improve memory. So we have here the regular exercise, managing stress, good sleep habits, and not smoking. In regular exercise, it reduces the risk for disorders that lead to memory loss such as diabetes and cardiovascular disease, increases oxygen to your brain, and may enhance the effects of helpful brain chemicals and protect brain cells. Managing stress, cortisol, the stress hormone, can damage the hippocampus if the stress is unrelieved. Stress makes it difficult to concentrate. Of course, if we are stressed, mahihirapan talaga tayong mag-focus kasi nga may iniisip tayong problem or madami tayong iniisip. Good sleep habits. Sleep is necessary for memory consolidation. Sleep disorders like insomnia and sleep apnea leave you tired and unable to concentrate during the day. So at the age of 3 to 5 years, kinakailangan nilang may 10 to 13 hours na tulog. At the age of 6 to 12 years, 9 to 12 hours naman. At the age of 13 to 18 years, 8 to 10 hours. And for adults, 7 to 8 hours a night. And not smoking. Smoking heightens the risk of vascular disorders that can cause stroke and constrict arteries that deliver oxygen to the brain. So, since we're done discussing about a memory, I have prepared a 10 quiz for you to answer and a assignment.